Welcome back to the channel, family. It's your guy Trip 5 back again with another creepy video compilation. You know I provide to you guys the best content on the internet. Make sure you guys like, comment, and most importantly subscribe. So without further ado, let's go right into the video, y'all.
You meet people on the same level of psychological wound as you.
Oh, man.
You also leave people where if you evolve out of that and they haven't been able to.
Wow. So you think we attract people based on our psychological wounds?
100%.
Wow. And as we start to heal and grow, if the other person's not healing and growing, we kind of pull away.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Here's my list of things that humans have accepted as science when really it's just magic masquerading as science. Number 1, sound has a shape. What do you mean if I play a frequency on a speaker and put some sand on top of it that it will create an intricate shape? I've never seen a more clear example of magic in my life. These are clearly like subatomic aliens trying to get in contact with us. Like the Horton hears a who type shit. Like, what do you mean sound has a shape and we've just accepted it? Moving on. Cameras. Cameras are machines that can see, and you cannot convince me that shit makes sense. Yes, I've had it broken down. I even had ChatGPT explain camera to me like I was a 3-year-old, and I still don't get it. Matter of fact, ChatGPT used the word magic. Like, what do you mean it captures a moment in time? Like, how? I don't even understand how human eyeballs work. Like, I know there's cones and shit, but what do you mean the light frequencies of the yada yada? This is magic. It's magic. Next is wells. Now, there's many attributes of wells that is magic, but we're going to talk about the fact that they can communicate over 10,000 miles away. For reference, America is a little less than 3,000 miles long at its longest, which means they can communicate over 3 fucking Americas. What do you mean? Like, whales are clearly a superior species to humans that have mastered magic, obviously. I have a list of like 30 of these. Like, what are some things that y'all consider to be magic, but it's masquerading as science?
These are the type of things that they don't teach us about. Energy, frequency, and vibration. In the beginning, she showed how the sound creates these shapes. And you know the sound frequency can do that with any object. You know, even water. So when we listening to these negative sounds and things, imagine what it's doing inside of our body. You know, she also said that whales could communicate from hundreds and hundreds of miles away. And whales and dolphins communicate through frequency. They send out these circular sound waves. This is why this is possible.
You guys want to hear some really weird stuff about frequencies?
Yeah.
Do you know the man named Robert Monroe?
Nope.
No.
This guy, he figured out the science to use certain frequencies to control out-of-body experiences. But what's creepy is that, and he would speak to entities
Oh no.
that would teach him how to use frequencies.
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla also talked about learning in his sleep, like out-of-body experiences and learning from entities. All these brilliant people all talked about how they learned stuff while they slept. But what's creepy is that the CIA basically bought his patents to start the Project Stargate, which is, he said, you can travel across the universe and you can go into different dimensions. You can go to the subatomic level. You can do whatever you want. But people always talk about when they leave, there's always an entity that is showing them around and teaching them stuff. They're versions of yourself. This is what he's being taught by this entity. He's like, and he stated this thing. He's like, you can be your own god.
Heard that before.
Red flag. It's like the same concept as like taking DMT and stuff. Like, I think you really are accessing the spiritual world, you know? They're going into this spiritual realm and they probably should not belong there.
Yeah.
So, did you know that humans can only see 0.0035% of the electromagnetic spectrum? This means that 99.99% of all the shit that be going on around us, we can't even see it. And I know y'all have probably been seeing this floating around. These are CIA declassified documents stating that we basically live in a hologram. Basically making it clear that we have been living illusions our entire life. Basically making it clear that we create our own realities. Making it clear that a lot of us have been living a lie. It also talks about how the mind is a hologram, which explains why manifestation is 110% real and why it works.
I feel like some people need to hear it from the government to believe certain things. You know, we've been saying this for years. There's so much things we can't see with the physical eye. You know, people be so focused on the 3D physical realm when there's dimensions above us. I said this in one of my previous videos. You know, we can't see gas, but we know it's there. We can't see air, but we know it's there. The same for these spirit entities that live amongst us that we're not able to see. Let me know your thoughts on this.
You guys, I just had a customer come in talking about how he works in the Marine Corps. He's got like super high clearance.
He just slipped in casual conversation that he personally watched Hillary Clinton be hung. He said he personally watched it. And he also personally watched her and another government official tie a little girl up in a room, cut her, and put it on their own, like the office scene. I'm not joking. And he did not sound or look like he was joking either. Do you guys know what this means?
Nah, what's going on? Boys really eating a dinosaur. Like, people just be eating anything nowadays. I bet money that meat is hella chewy too.
You should wipe off your head. When the flash starts flashing and the flash is flashing. Flash, 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 flashing.
Have you guys heard about Omar Odavi? This is him on this chair. Scientists are trying to study his blood type and the metal content in his blood, because for whatever reason he attracts sea life. They don't know if it's mercury, because he does have a high mercury count in his blood, but whenever he gets close to the ocean, animals are automatically attracted to him. They don't know if it's the magnetic field, they don't know what it is, but you can see here they were trying to do a control group study where there was another guy that went on the beach in this chair and nothing came, and he sits and all these sharks come, and you can see that there's some stingrays in there. It's quite incredible. I wish that, part of me wishes that I had this ability, but it does come with its downside. He has really poor circulation to his hands and his feet, so he constantly has to have them warmed and have heat pads on them. And Everest is out of the question because they would freeze off right away. But quite cool.
No. 哇，它太亮了，好漂亮！正口，哇，是个正口，好漂亮，好大！真的，哇，它太亮了，好漂亮！正口，哇，是个正口，好漂亮，好大！
It actually happened. Oh my god, aliens are from our oceans, confirmed today in the Oversight Committee hearing, a live stream that was broadcasted all over the world. The 4 witnesses, which included a retired Navy commander, a rear admiral, confirmed to the Oversight Committee of Congress, hey, they are real. We have UAP materials and bioorganic materials, not just us. Every other country behind closed doors is doing a secret advanced arm race trying to reverse engineer all the technology that they found. They said they're from our oceans. We have 4K video evidence of them appearing from the ocean out of Kuwait, out of Africa, the East Coast, the West Coast, Mexico. Every continent on this planet has UAP video evidence all leaving our oceans. They say it's not human, it is an intelligent, artificial, or bioorganic, but it's some type of intelligence that is eons ahead of us humans, and they've been here longer than us. What the hell is going on?
Everybody's freaking out because they just confirmed that aliens are in the ocean, but I honestly knew something was up with the ocean the second that I heard that we have discovered more of space than what we have the ocean on Earth. I always wanted to know, how is it scientifically possible that we have discovered more of space that has multiple different planets, and multiple planets that we're still discovering till this day that we haven't even stepped foot on, than our own ocean? I'm no astronaut, but I heard it takes years and years to get to different places in space, and then we have black holes where we don't even know where the hell those go to. And like I said, we've never stepped foot on these multiple different planets. So how in the world do we know more about space than our ocean on our one planet called Earth? That's absolutely wild to me. There's multiple different planets and we are only one planet, and we don't know more about something that's just on our planet than we do the whole damn galaxy. It really don't shock me that they're saying that aliens are in the ocean, because we know more about the space where we thought that they came from. But does this mean that they're not even really aliens? They're saying that they live underneath the ocean, right? So you really wouldn't call them aliens if they're not from outside space or whatever the hell you want to call it. 2024 is wild, man. I can't. I'm done.
You know, once again, we've been saying this for years. There's species in the water that they're not telling us about. There's even videos of these circular alien-like spacecrafts, you know, diving straight into the ocean. And this has been going on for years. And now all of a sudden they want to come out and say this. You know, I said all is being revealed. And 2024 has been a crazy year for sure. You know, we only discovered 5% of the ocean. Imagine what's really down there.
Y'all are not gonna believe what I just found out about. Thanks to this comment, I went into the rabbit hole of the mega ocean. When I tell you guys, it is so clear at this point that space is at the bottom of the ocean. Like, you know what? Let's just get into it. Pause. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Alright, so let me give you the tea. Apparently, in 2014, researchers found a bunch of water 430 miles below the Earth's surface. Y'all want to know how much water they found? 3 times the amount of water that is on Earth. The Earth is 71% water, y'all. 71%. So just imagine how much water that is. They also said the water is not a liquid, solid, or gas. It takes a fourth form that is unexplainable. That sounds a little fishy. If you've been watching my channel, you know that we have open minds here. We talk all about the things unknown, including things like space actually being under the water because of the firmament that God placed above us, which basically is like a dome, and the fact that space may not really exist as we know it. I truly believe that space is at the bottom of the ocean. I mean, it's kind of funny that NASA originally was exploring the ocean, but then switched to space exploration out of nowhere. And it also explains why so much of the ocean is undiscovered and completely unreachable by humans, because aliens are demons and we were never meant to go that low. Guys, you cannot convince me otherwise. And now scientists are telling us that there is a huge body of water under our already big body of water that's on the Earth. The math is just not mathing. If we don't know what the heck is in our oceans here on the Earth's surface, I don't even want to know what could possibly be in a mega ocean. Guys, I'm really starting to think that the megalodon, the kraken, all of these things are light work compared to what's really roaming these waters. Because what? And you're gonna have to open your mind a little for what I'm about to say next. You know how we've been talking about the Leviathan, the colossal sea dragon that's said to live in the ocean? A lot of people in my comments are like, okay, well, if it's that big, where could it possibly hide? Even if it's at the bottom of the ocean where we can't explore, there has to be some kind of sign that it's there. I've told you guys about the US detonating 40-ton bombs randomly after the anomaly popped up. Told you guys about the water heating up and how the Bible describes the Leviathan as being able to do just that. I've told you guys about the sea life becoming aggressive and seeming like it's running away from something. But if that's not enough, what if they actually aren't telling us the truth? The water under the water is actually liquid, and that's where the Leviathan is hiding. I don't know. It could be a reach. It sounds like a reach, right? But y'all know that we yap on this channel, so let's talk about it. As always, make sure you like and follow and comment down below what you think.
Damn. That's a big ass Nephilim ring, dog. Look at that motherfucker. Look at his hand compared to that motherfucking ring. That's a big ass ring. I wonder where they found that motherfucker. Where they got that motherfucker from. How the fuck you just get a ring like that, dog? And who it belonged to? You know they got it off a body. Where the body at? I want to see the big ass Nephilim this ring belonged to, dog. You're always trying to keep some motherfucking secrets. I told you the fallen angels, they amongst us, dog. They used to be big as a motherfucker, though. Look at that big ass ring. Or maybe it was a god. Or maybe it was a motherfucker that looked like me, Anunnaki, with a ring look like that. Who knows, dog? I just want to know where they got that motherfucker. Look at the craftsmanship on that motherfucker. Yeah, they had to have some different type of machinery back then to do this shit. Better than the shit we got now. Look at the detail of the motherfucker. Yeah, Tartarian technology it look like, dog. I'm intrigued like a motherfucker. I want to find out who the ring belonged to. Who was wearing the big ass ring? Who manufactured the big ass ring? Does the ring have powers, dog? What if it do? I want to see the motherfucker in person so I can take it and run. You know they ain't gonna let me get away. But I'll still try, dog. I want to keep that big motherfucking ring for myself, dog. Fuck a championship ring. Give me that big ass 13,000-year-old Nephilim ring, dog. That's a big fact. Peace.
So, you know, somebody tagged me in this video. You know, whoever you are, you know, shout out to you. You know, there's so much history that's hidden right under our noses. You know, back in the ancient times, we were more bigger than what we are today. And I believe that we fell in frequency, which made us shorter. And you see the quality of that ring? Like, that wasn't crafted by no regular ringsmith. That definitely had to be made with some ancient technology. The technology back then is more advanced than what we have now.
The Sphinx is like a gate. It's like a gateway. It's guarding an entire subterranean area underneath it. We know that there are 4 entrances. 4 underneath the Sphinx. There's one under the left paw. There's one on the top of the head, and you can see it. It's capped off on top. There's one on the back side, and then there's another one on the other sides of the Sphinx.
Has anybody gone down there and tried to verify?
Well, this is the story. In the 90s, when they found these massive voids, and it's not just under the Sphinx, it's under the Great Pyramids as well. They all connect, and the Egyptian authorities came through and they boarded up the front of the paws with boards, literal boards, and blocked it off. And then what they did is very clever. They ended up drilling down to prove to the public that there was no voids, but they purposely went where there wasn't entrances, and they tricked people. The whole front of the Sphinx is now boarded up.
Despite removing his ears, he's only 75% done with his transformation into what he calls the Black Alien Project, and what he has planned next is beyond extreme. Anthony Loffredo's transformation started at 24 years old after he realized he wasn't happy in his body, and he says the more he removed, the more complete he felt. He's cut off his top lip, spliced his tongue in 2, cut off the front of his nose, cut off both of his ears, has cut off 2 of his fingers, and has various implants in his arms and head. But what he has planned next is wild. At the end of last year, Anthony said the project had lost all meaning to him and he was done altering his body. But that was short-lived as he's just started working on his transformation once again. He eventually wants to split his man part in half and even amputate one of his legs.
How much money do y'all think he spent on them operation? That nigga damn near transformed everything. You know, my guess is at least $1 million or something. Like, what is his reason for even doing that? Even his eyes is goddamn bought. Then he talking about he want his manhood split in 2 like his tongue. Nah, boy, he's tweaking for real.
What? What?
There's a spell in the alphabet from A to Z phonetically, and it goes like this, but before we do it, let's start at the beginning. It all started in the Garden of Children. Kinder is a German word that means children. Where we sat in Kundalini meditation style and aligned our chakras while the Kundalini serpent came up and bit the fruit. And this is how the spell went. They said A, they got your attention. They said B, told you what to be and how to be. They say C, and you see what they want you to see. D-E-F. Now you're deaf to your own inner voice, hence definitions. G, that is the G-force that causes you to rise or fall. Gravity or cognition, like a pilot in a cockpit. The G-force is H-I-J-K, hijacked, or if you want to go another route, H-I-J-K-L, hijackal, but that's a different story. L-M-N-O-P, G-force element hijacked, and element O-P, inoperative. Q, questions, R-S-T, rest. U, V is we, because V was originally a W. So it was we, W, XY chromosome, sleep, Z. And it's funny, if you didn't go to school, you committed the act of truancy, because you wouldn't absorb all the lies and you would live in your truth. But I don't know. And it's funny that we went to school. Billions of minds going in one direction at the same time. Hence, a school of fish. But anyway, I digress, man. But it's funny that the school bus looks just like a clownfish. And a clownfish has acquired the ability to eat from an enemy without being poisoned. And this is how we conjugate in our language. Letters, spells, words, and the English language is the final translation or late transition. That's crazy. But anyway, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Daughter gotta go to school.
It's crazy when you think about it. Like, schools are literally programming centers. They want everyone thinking and moving the same so they can control the masses. Those degrees that you receive after school is just a certification that you've been programmed. It damn near don't mean anything and can't be used for anything. Especially the information that we learned in school. Most of it isn't being applied as an adult. We should have classes like how to be an adult 101. You know, how to build credit, you know, relationship advice, you know, things that's really needed, not things that don't benefit us. And you know, the teachers are teaching this agenda, not realizing what it's doing to the collective. These are the things we need to be talking about.
95% of the population are reacting to life. They're not really living at all. Most people, they get a job, they look around, they see how everybody else is doing their work, and they start doing it the same way. They should stop and think, I wonder if any of these people know what they're doing.
The balance of the population have either very vague goals or no goals at all.
A man's environment is a merciless mirror of him as a human being.
If we used our body like we used our mind, we'd probably just move our little finger.
The slavery is not physical anymore, it's mental. The mind is but a magnet to what you want.
Who am I? Well, that's an interesting question. And I believe if a person will start to study that and look for the answer, they'll find it.
We become what we think about most of the time. And that's the strangest secret.
The truth is that when you really understand that changing the present changes the past, then it's not even an issue of, let's say you had an addiction to whatever, cigarettes, and you really change your present sufficiently enough that the addiction is not there anymore, you don't have the urge anymore to smoke. It's not that you have learned how to let go of the addiction.
Right.
The new person you are that has no urge never had an addiction.
Never had it.
The past of a person who doesn't have an addiction
doesn't have that pattern in its past.
It doesn't have that pattern.
So it's not just a perception. You're saying that we actually change reality itself rather than our perception of reality.
Yes, because our perception of reality is what reality is.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say.
Because physical reality isn't real.
Right. It's our perception.
It's happening within our consciousness. This, as solid as it feels, is happening within our consciousness.
Yeah.
Now, I think a lot of leading edge quantum physicists are beginning to get this idea. I know that a lot of them balk at the concept of mixing metaphysical ideas with physics, but whether they like it or not, I believe that's where it's going, and they're going to start understanding that they can actually have a sufficient explanation of metaphysical concepts that satisfies their understanding of physics when they just simply turn the corner a little bit and allow for consciousness to be involved in their equations instead of trying to extricate it. Because this is all happening within our consciousness, no matter how solid it seems.
Nah, respectfully, boy need to move out the video. He all up in the video cheesing and shit. I can't even see what's going on. But you know what he said is very deep though. Basically what he's saying is that we're multi-dimensional and different realities is happening all at the same time. So you know you can shift your mindset and shift to a different reality when you living your best life. It's literally that simple. You know, I always leave a gem for you guys at the end. But you know, that's it for the video, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you guys sub up. We out, y'all. See y'all in the next video.